Kia, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make do-it-yourself speakers. As you can see, the original idea was just 2 cups and a toilet paper roll, but I didn't like it, so I changed it up, just like always. So what you're going to need is an X-Acto knife, a ruler, a Sharpie, tape, of course, at least 2 rolls, toilet paper roll, and some cardstock or cardboard, whichever you have on hand to use. Now what you're going to do first is go ahead and trace out the outline of how big your phone or device that you're going to be putting into the slit is going to be. I already had mine traced out because I'm recording with my phone, and then you want to go ahead and cut it out. Now you want to go ahead and grab your cardstock, and you're just going to place the toilet paper roll on the cardstock and then trace out the shape twice. Right after, you're going to go ahead and cut the shapes out. That way you have a nice snug hole for the toilet paper roll to go through. Alrighty, as you can see, the toilet paper roll fits through snugly. You can move it around a little bit, but you don't want to be able to move it around too much. And that's what you should be left with after you cut your holes out. Now I'm just going to go ahead and cut the sheet in half so that I can have them separated, because those are going to be the side panels. Okay, so after you finish up your side panels that have holes in them, you're going to just set them aside and go ahead and take your next piece of cardstock or whatever the base is for your speakers, and you're going to cut off 1/2 inch on each side. You're just going to trim it off so that you can be sure that you're working with straight edges so that your squares are going to be perfectly lined up. And then after I do that, I'm going to cut out 8 4x4 inch squares. After you cut them out, they should look exactly the same, because that's what a square is. All sides are the same. So right now I'm just writing 4x4 inches on one of the panels. It's more of a reminder for me than anything for you guys, but I'm also showing you what the square should look like as well. Okay, so now I am working on the side panels with the holes in them, and I'm doing it this way so that I know that my holes are centered on the squares. That way there aren't any weird angles or anything in the speakers. Okay, so now I'm pointing at the corners just so that you know that I have marked up, which way's down, and the left and right. Although now that I think about it, you don't really need that. But you do need to be sure that you know which way is up and which way is down. That way, just in case your squares were a little bit off-centered, they're still going to be together and level. And now I'm just putting the box together. It's really easy, and it's really not hard to put a box together. And as I go, I'm also taping up the panels so that it doesn't look so hideous on the inside. Now I'm working on the very top panels for both sides. I saved that for last just because it was easier to tell which way was up and which way is down, because I did do one box at a time. So now I'm just going back and I'm going ahead and filling in the top panels for both the speakers. So that's what your panel should look like on the inside, and now I'm going to go ahead and work on the phone itself. What you want to do is start on the little opening slot that you have for your phone, and when you put the tape on, you just want to roll it so that there aren't any air bubbles like the ones that you saw in the original idea photo that I showed at the very beginning of the video. Outside of the box. What you want to do for this is you want to go ahead and tape down the panel with the hole in it first, but each panel you're going to need 4.5 inches by 4. That way you have 1/2 inch of overlay, and then I'm just going to do that, apply that to every panel. And I'm going to save the top panels for last just so that I know that everything's connected properly. Here it is. Now I'm just showing you the raw edges, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on covering them up. So each little strip that I'm going to use to cover up the raw edges of the speakers will be 4 inches by 1/2 inch. And I cut out about 16 pieces, but you only need about 14. So as you can see right now, I'm just going through and I'm covering up the raw edges. I am working with 1/2 inch, so what I do is I cover about half or about 1/4 inch on one panel, and then I just fold it down to the other side, and I repeat that about 13 times because you have 7 edges to cover up per box. So here is the final product. All of the raw edges have been covered and everything is sticking together properly and well, and that's how it should look when you finish up. Thanks for watching, creatures.